that's very exciting. So in terms of definitions, probiotics, the term was first used in 1965, and what it referred to was microbially produced, so growth factors produced by microbes that promote good microbes, basically. And so Fuller in 1989 expanded that to say that these were live microbial feed supplements. So we should all know that really where probiotics are extensively used and have great impact, especially as an alternative to antibiotics, is in animal husbandry and is in raising chickens and pigs. And so there's a lot of work that goes on in that, and that's where probiotics as live microbial feed supplements that benefited the host. That's where the concept was really developed, and then it was sort of ported over to humans. And a currently accepted definition of probiotics is these are viable microbial food supplements that have a beneficial influence on human health. So that's what sorts of enzyme activities and what sorts of nutrients are being produced, that might be where the dysbiosis is, and so that could be moderated by prebiotics, and then a symbiotic is the combination of probiotics and prebiotics. That's all a symbiotic is. So it's just a brief history of probiotics. I like the concept of essential probiotics, like essential vitamins. We have evolved with these organisms, and in fact, there's a great paper in Nature this past month looking at humans and their nearest relatives, chimpanzees and gorillas, and we have evolved with similar firmicutes and similar Bacteroidetes and other organisms. However, in terms of species differentiation, we've all had our own microbiota as humans different from other primates for 15 million years. And we get them from our environment, and we get them from our mothers to begin with, and then we get continual exposure to them as we take in probiotic organisms from our diet. And we find probiotic organisms naturally on fruits and vegetables, and I'm sure that humans discovered thousands and thousands of years ago natural fermentation of different fruits and vegetables and appreciated them. And we know that 10,000 years ago, the people started fermenting beverages on purpose. And in fact, there's one more theory about the origin of agriculture that it had nothing to do with assuring a good supply of food, a reliable supply of food, and had everything to do with securing a reliable supply of beer. We know that yogurt was developed about 3,000 years ago. Basically, fermented foods have been part of the human fabric for a long time. And Hippocrates, of course, the father of medicine, described sour milk and realized that there was therapeutic. So the types of probiotics, most of the probiotics that are available to us are organisms that have been used in food and beverage production. So keep that in mind. That's why we have these. That's why the FDA lets these in on the market. Is that there's been a lot of experience, in many cases thousands of years of experience with these organisms. So they're generally divided into lactic acid bacteria, lactobacillus species, of course. Some people would quibble about whether there's no bacterial species strictly speaking being called lactic acid bacteria. As is a more preferred end product for them, but many people lump them in. Streptococcus pneumophilis, this is a traditional yogurt starter, highly adapted streptococcus, non-pathogenic. Enterococcus TCM, lactococcus, Conostoc, Pediococcus. These are all organisms that produce large amounts of lactic acid. Then there are the non-lactic acid bacteria. There's Bacillus species. These are often referred to as soil-based organisms. There's the Propionibacterium species, and there's the E. coli nissra. It's a specific strain of E. coli isolated from a German soldier in 1917. Everyone else in his unit died of dysentery. He survived, and the German physician astutely noted that it was probably because of his microbiota and isolated this particular E. coli. This is available, and there's some good evidence that it's beneficial in Crohn's disease, for example. And then the non-pathogenic yeast, Saccharomyces boulardii. Lactobacillus characteristics, these are gram-positive rods. They can also have a compobacillary form. They don't make spores. Broadly divided into homofermentated, so 85% plus of their fermentation end product is lactic acid, or they're heterofermentated, so in addition to lactic acid, they also make carbon dioxide, ethanol, and acetic acid. Bile salts. They're intimately involved with modulating immune function, and they inhibit a variety of pro-inflammatory mediators. Clinical studies and animal studies over the years have shown that lactobacilli have active antimicrobial properties against a wide variety of pathogens, gram-positives, gram-negatives, and yeast. This is a list of probiotic lactobacilli that are generally available. I'm only going to discuss a few of them in detail. Lactobacillus acidophilus, this is the prototypic probiotic. So if anybody's ever heard of a probiotic, what they've heard of is Lactobacillus acidophilus. It's important to realize that a lot of strains that 20 years ago were classified as Lactobacillus acidophilus have since been reclassified so that the ability to confusing the literature. Currently, Lactobacillus acidophilus is a transient species, meaning that it's only going to be there if you're taking it in your diet. A lot of what used to be classified as endogenous Lactobacillus acidophilus has now been reclassified as Lactobacillus cereus and Lactobacillus gasseri. Lactobacillus is an obligate homofermentated organism. It never switches to heterofermentated. It has to make a lot of lactate. And it makes both isomers of lactic acid. It's very hardy, resistant to acid, bile, pepsin, pancreatin. It has over 20 known peptidases, and it is shown to break down both casein and gluten, which are problematic polypeptides. Ferments lactose, and in fact, there's a literature on Lactobacillus acidophilus for lactose intolerance. And it can reduce concentrations of various carcinogenic enzymes, although the studies have yet to be done that show that probiotics can reduce the risk of colon cancer. Lactobacillus rhamnosus, this is probably the most studied probiotic. It's relatively fragile. It's much more susceptible to stomach acid. So it's generally transient, although people can isolate it in the gut. It's a heterofermentated, and it only makes the L-positive lactate isomer. It's got great colonic mucosal adherence, although that's done in vitro, and how relevant that is to in vivo, we don't know. It makes more peptidases than any other lactobacillus, and it enhances innate and acquired immunity. It antagonizes various pathogens like rotavirus, C. difficile, and E. coli. Lactobacillus casei is another adaptive probiotic closely related to rhamnosus, again, transient species. And one of the things that this has is a large number of proline-specific peptidases, and these are particularly useful in breaking down casein and gluten, because these are polypeptides that have a lot of proline in them. It also makes the L-positive and only the L-positive form of lactic acid. And although it's transient, This is ubiquitous on plants. That's why there's a mixture of vegetables here. Generally lacking in modic diet. So if you do stool. They have a unique metabolic hexose pathway called the bifidus trust. They all break down lactose. They ferment a variety of non-digestible oligosaccharides. And they synthesize D vitamins, vitamin K. Again, they're intimately involved with modulation of both innate and acquired immunity and inhibit a variety of pro-inflammatory mediators and inhibit a variety of different pathogens. And when you look at different disorders and disease states, what you will see over and over again is that disease or ill health is associated with reduced bifidobacterium populations, and robust bifidobacterium populations are associated with gut health and immune health. These are the major bifidobacterium probiotics, and we'll discuss some of them in a little more detail. So Bifidobacterium longum, this is often, so if you're fortunate enough to have a dominant Bifidobacterium microbiota, it's usually going to be the Bifidobacterium longum that's dominant. It ferments a variety of oligosaccharides, like they all do, resistant to biosalts. It's able to inhibit enterotoxigenic E. coli receptor binding, inhibits Clostridium proliferation, enhances secretory IgA response to the dietary antigens, hence it reduces dietary allergies, and it modulates cytokine responses to respiratory antigens. And you might think, oh, well, how could it do that? But keep in mind that whole concept of the common mucosal immune system, so that if you have something going on in the gut, associated lymphatic tissue, deaths, and those things. example, that Japanese food natto that's produced by Bacillus subtilis. There's evidence that they're useful in irritable bowel syndrome and prevention of antibiotic-associated diarrhea. They can inhibit pathogens. They make bacteriocins and lipopeptides, and they definitely. And other inflammatory bowel diseases. And there's some evidence that it can provide protection from pathogenic Streptococcus species. Saccharomyces boulardii, this is this probiotic yeast. Is a very hardy organism and does an amazing number of things. Increases brush border enzyme activity. It's the D1 intervention that is going to increase intestinal short-chain fatty acids and secretory IgA concentrations more than anything else that you can do. It has a powerful protease that inhibits Clostridium difficile toxins A and D, antagonizes Candida in the gut, and it's the one probiotic that has been shown to be effective, at least as an adjunct against unicellular parasites like Entamoeba histolytica and Giardia. And there's actually one study that showed that it was just as good as metronidazole in treating Blastocystis hominis. So probiotics, the documented uses of probiotics, there's a literature that supports the use in antibiotic-associated diarrhea, Clostridium-associated diarrhea, various other diarrheas. Hyperlipidemia. There are things that people are looking at now, like probiotics in weight loss, probiotics in blood sugar control, probiotics in depression, probiotics in anxiety. So there's a lot of the documented uses are expanding for probiotics. Well, let's just look at some of these. So antibiotic-associated diarrhea. This is disrupted GI microbiota. The definition is that of antibiotic-associated diarrhea is any diarrhea otherwise unexplained that takes place within 2 months after a course of antibiotics. Probiotics work, and so here's a large meta-analysis that was done by Lynn McFarland, and she looked at all of these different trials, and these are different probiotic preparations and formulas. So, for example, SD is Saccharomyces boulardii. LGG is Lactobacillus rhamnosus GG, Bacillus coagulans, Bifidobacterium. So all these different protocols. And what Lynn found was that out of 25 randomized clinical trials, that the overall risk reduction was 0.43. So that's a 57% reduction in the risk of antibiotic-associated diarrhea. Very, very profound. And, you know,